persuasion speech for this week is based on abortion. Now, abortion is the deliberate and direct killing of human being in the initial phase of each of our existence at any time from conception of birth. And that means that from day one to the ninth month, if you deliberate kills the child, it's called abortion. An overwhelming number of young girls and women are having abortions. Currently, girls as young as 8 are indulging in active sex, leading to pregnancies, some of which end up being unsafe abortions. Now, research shows a disturbing data on abortion presented at the solicitation organized workshops by health organizations states that abortion rate puts Africa in the lead with 97%, Latin America 95%, Asia 40%, and Eastern Europe 13%, respectively. For some, it's an unthinkable act, but for others, abortion seems to be the only way out of an unplanned pregnancy and an impossible to negotiate nature. The top 3 reasons these women cite for not being able to continue their pregnancies and give birth are: 1. Financial instability; 2. Negative impact on the mother's life; 3. Rape. Whether she's a high school or college student or a single mother earning just enough to live independently, many expectant mothers lack the resources to cover the staggering high costs associated with pregnancies, birth, and childbearing, especially if they do not have enough health insurance. Saving for a baby is one thing, but an unplanned pregnancy take place an enormous financial burden on a woman who cannot afford to care for an infant, let alone pay the necessary antenatal visits that will ensure healthy fetal development. Taken to a face value, this reason may sound self-centered, but a pregnancy that occurs in the wrong place at the wrong time can have a long life impact on a woman's ability to raise a family and earn a living. Less than half of teens who become mothers before age of 18 graduate from high school. College students who become pregnant and give birth are also much less likely to complete their education than their peers. Typically, maximum people accept this premises that most women who become pregnant through sexual assault want abortion. From this fact, it naturally follows that the reason women want abortion in this case is because it will help them to put the assault behind them, recover more quickly, and avoid the additional trauma of giving birth to a rapist. Last 2 weeks, I happened to pay a visit to a family member, and I realized that one of them has involved himself in an abortion. And the reason being that there is misunderstanding between the cousin and the husband, which forced her to abort a 4 months child. And now she's battling with her life in hospital. The adverse effects of legal abortion on women we see more and more coming to the forefront as a particular important human rights issue. The immediate consequence of abortion is the risk of damage to a woman's reproductive organ and her future ability to have children. The hurtful consequences, post-abortion syndrome, also known as PAS, may be emotional, physical, social, and medical. The psychological damage today known as post-abortion syndrome is all too real for many women. The consequences are long-lasting and destructive. She can experience shock or horror. She can experience a sense of loss and grief, and she can be filled with remorse and guilt. But at this stage, she will begin to develop post-abortion syndrome, and her behavior can begin to change profoundly. And that was what I was saying. That was what I was seeing in the eyes of my relative who happens to go through abortion. Violence or aggression towards themselves or others, sexual difficulties, cervical pains, and self-punishing. Now, in tackling this issue, I believe the need for abortion will be reduced by reducing the number of unwanted pregnancies. And these steps will also help, which includes make contraceptive more easily available. Shocking fact is that millions of Africans do not have access to contraceptives or know how to use them. For many others, they are excessively expensive. Give young people the better teacher than experience. Sex education programs provide young people with a comprehensive understanding of the facts and a basic element of sexuality education program is to help teens understand that waiting until they are ready to have sex and not submitting to peer pressure. It is a legitimate option. Increase the involvement of men. Men and women have equal parts in creating pregnancies. Therefore, they should have equal roles in preventing unwanted pregnancies. Many family planning agencies now run programs that will help men recognize their equal responsibility in all aspects of sexuality, which includes decision making, obtaining the use of contraceptions, and handling any crisis which occurs. Now, know your legal rights. In some parts of the country, no one, not even your mother or your parents, can force you into an abortion. No one can force you into parenting or carrying a pregnancy if you fear that you will be physically forced by someone to get an abortion, physically harm in any other way. Call the police. Visit your local church or female health center. Even if you are not a Christian, most churches will be happy to help you find a resource on adoption or talk to you about parenting. They are a good resource for non-biased counseling lines that can help you discuss and plan for parenting and adoption. And I believe you and I will find a way to share this information to our friends, family, and neighbors, and to go a long way to help reduce abortion in our country and in the whole world. Remember, need for abortion will be reduced by reducing the number of unwanted pregnancies. Thank you.